where love was erased. Is it normal for love in a marriage to grow cold after the wedding? Is it normal for a couple's relationship to cool down over time? It may be common, but is it truly normal? When we enter marriage, we all have a much different expectation, don't we? So why do so many couples simply adapt to routine and allow their love to fade? Marriage requires constant maintenance and daily care. Nevertheless, I have this against you, that you have left your first love. Revelation 2:4. Love is the center of the gospel. Jesus summarized the entire law in 2 commandments: love God and love your neighbor. But with time, love often fades in families, churches, relationships, and even in the hearts of Christians. The question is, where was love erased? Love is a fundamental part of God's character. The Bible declares, God is love. 1 John 4:8. But the love that should be a constant flame in the Christian heart is often extinguished by routine, spiritual coldness, and the distractions of this world. Love is the active principle that connects man with God and with his neighbor. The church in Ephesus was active and doctrinally sound, but it lost the fire of love. We can work for God and yet be distant from the Lord of the work. Without the love of Christ burning in the heart, religion becomes a cold path without life. When the prayer altar is abandoned, the flame goes out. It is not work that sustains love, but communion with the one who is love. When that love disappears, everything else becomes lifeless religion, a body without a soul. Just as a car needs constant maintenance to run well, so does love, in marriage, in family, and in spiritual life. Calling may be common, but it should never be accepted as normal. God calls us to a love that does not fade with time, but is renewed through communion, surrender, and daily care. The warning given to the Ephesian church echoes even today. It is possible to maintain work, routine, and outward commitment, and still lose our first love. When we fail to nourish our prayer life, our communion with God, and our dedication to our relationships, the flame begins to weaken. This is the root of many problems in marriages, churches, and homes. So again, where was love erased? Love fades when we stop seeking the fountain of love. But the good news is, love can be rekindled. Christ not only calls us to remember where we fell, He calls us to return, repair, and rekindle. When we come back into God's presence, love beats again, life blossoms again, and relationships are restored. Love is not lost forever. It was simply no longer being nourished. When God is placed again at the center of our lives, the flame is rekindled, stronger than before. Prayer. Eternal God, bless our marriage and help us, through your grace, to return to our first love, renew our hearts, and restore our home. In Jesus Christ, Amen.